If Ukraine, just imagine for a minute, it preserves the Kyiv regime after the end of the conflict, then this army is preserved. Europe is rearming this army, and Ukraine is being taken into the European Union. Believe me, in 5 years, the European Union will be ruled by neither Germany, nor France, nor any Italy, Poland. Who else is there? Ukraine will rule there. Moreover, it will do this with the full understanding that its Ukrainian army, if desired, will go through all of Europe, and no army, neither French, nor German, nor any army will stop it.
The theory is beautiful.
It seems that Russian TV has admitted the strength of the Ukrainian army. Russia is showing through new strikes how it claims to seek peace. My name is Albina Pidhirnyak. I'll share more news next. Yesterday, Volodymyr Zelenskyy said again that he is ready to meet with Putin to discuss the war in Ukraine. Ushakov said that Putin is willing to meet Zelenskyy only if he comes to Moscow.
I would like to say a few words about his statement that Zelenskyy is ready to meet with the president of Russia. Well, the question is not new to us. By the way, it was discussed several times during the telephone contacts between our President Volodymyr Vladimirovich Putin and US President Trump. And during these talks, Trump, in particular, suggested that we, consider such a possibility. And our approach seems to be quite logical, and Volodymyr Vladimirovich touched on this topic several times in his talks to journalists. And the essence of the approach comes down to the fact that we have never refused and do not refuse this kind of contacts. The main thing is that these contacts are well prepared. This is the first thing. And secondly, they should be focused on achieving specific positive results. And our president also said several times, talking to journalists, that if Zelenskyy is really ready for a meeting, then we invite him to Moscow and at the same time guarantee his safety and the necessary conditions for work.
UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer unexpectedly departed from his typically restrained image and joked about French President Emmanuel Macron's glasses at Davos 2026, sparking a wave of ironic trolling on social media. The episode quickly went viral and drew the attention not only of voters, but also of other world leaders, Politico reports. How the Starmer-Macron political joke began. During a live recording of the Political Party podcast hosted by British comedian Matt Ford, Starmer was handed a pair of aviator sunglasses, similar to the ones Macron wore last week at the World Economic Forum in Davos due to eye problems. Putting on the glasses, the British Prime Minister greeted the audience with a playful bonjour, prompting laughter. A clip of the moment appeared on Starmer's TikTok with a caption addressed to Macron. "Talk to me, Goose," a reference to the cult 1986 film Top Gun. Macron's reaction to Starmer's trolling. Macron did not leave the joke unanswered and joined the comments, writing, "For sure," a line from his Davos speech that has already become a meme. In response, Starmer's team released a Top Gun-style poster. The French president's sunglasses had previously drawn ironic remarks as well. In particular, Donald Trump, during his Davos appearance, asked, "I was looking at him with those beautiful glasses. What the hell happened?" On the podcast, Starmer also shared that Trump regularly calls him directly on his mobile phone, sometimes at the most unexpected moments, during a family dinner or even in the middle of an Arsenal football match.
Talks are continuing between Ukraine, Russia and the US. Here is what Volodymyr Zelenskyy wrote on his Telegram. Work with the American side is active, and from the Ukrainian side there is maximum efficiency. Meanwhile, Russia, which claims it wants peace, attacked a train in the Kharkiv region. 4 people were killed as a result. Here are the first images and their cleanup after the strike.
Everyone to the forest. Whose bag?
Yes, mine. Let's go.
Hold on. Everyone went to the forest, hid, and lay down on the ground. I don't know what he's looking at. Two strikes already.
Is it a machine gun?
Get ready. Mother, what is the child wear?
Well, now, for a second.
Kitty, I'll get ready. Bunny, you leave your bags. Leave your bags, child first. I will return. I promise, I will return. Get stuck.
No, no, no. There are all the documents for the child. What are you?
Help here.
But it's better there. The steps are open there. Damn it. Let's go here.
No, no, no.
I'll help you. I'll take the child carefully.
No, it is not.
Give me the bags. Bunny, come out.
I go out. I'm going.
Where?
And where? Wait, there. Ah, that's it.
Follow me.
And where is the suitcase?
Here's the suitcase behind me. The suitcase is here for...
No, where is the suitcase?
Follow me from here.
There are documents.
Yes, the conductor has everything. Yeah.
My suitcase is somewhere. There are documents for the child.
And documents. The main thing is that the child is.
But let's come. Let's take it. There.
The next car is on fire.
Let's go there.
Wait, I'll help.
It's there. Come on.
Documents. Damn it. They are neatly here. Berry. To me here. Men, help, come here. They went here.
I came to see my son.
Take it. Let's go. Take the suitcase. Help, brother. Let's go further from here by running.
This morning, for the first time since the full-scale invasion, Russia struck Zaporizhia with the Tornado-S multiple rocket launchers.
photograph has appeared in one of the White House corridors that had not previously been on public display and has drawn the attention of journalists, according to a post by journalist Elizabeth Landers on X. In the White House vestibule connecting the West Wing with the presidential residence, a photograph has been placed showing US President Donald Trump alongside Russian dictator Volodymyr Putin. Journalist Elizabeth Landers noted changes in the walls display that had not been observed before. According to her, the image is a joint photograph of the two countries' leaders, which was likely taken during the summit in Alaska held last year. Landers noted that the photo had not previously been displayed in that location and has now become a noticeable element of the interior.
Also something I noticed in a vestibule area that connects the West Wing to the residence that I hadn't seen before. A framed photo of Presidents Trump and Putin at their summer summit in Alaska.
About additional details, the journalist also clarified that another photograph is displayed beneath the image, one showing Donald Trump together with one of his grandchildren. Thus, both images have become part of a single display on the wall in the passageway between key parts of the White House. To support her claim, Landers published a photo showing the placement of the image featuring Putin and Trump. Let's remember that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has stated his readiness for a personal meeting with Russian dictator Vladimir Putin to discuss issues related to territories and the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. A prolonged stalemate or delay in ending the war against Ukraine could, according to assessments, increase the risk of a decision by Putin to use chemical weapons. At the same time, Ukrainian forces report large-scale use of hazardous chemical substances by Russian troops, more than 9,000 recorded incidents since the start of the full-scale invasion, with 6,540 of them occurring last year. Ukraine must first sign a peace agreement with Russia to receive security guarantees from the United States. However, assumptions that Ukraine is being forced into territorial concessions are said to be misleading, Reuters reports. A source familiar with the course of the negotiations told the publication that, in the view of the United States, Ukraine must first sign a peace agreement with Russia. Only after that will Kyiv receive security guarantees. At the same time, the source denied that the United States is pressuring Ukraine in attempt to force it to make territorial concessions to Russia. The interlocutor assured that assumptions about such pressure are allegedly misleading. The publication noted that security guarantees from the United States are viewed by Ukraine as a key element of a peace agreement. This issue was one of the main topics during previous talks in Abu Dhabi, and the delegations of Ukraine, the United States, and Russia will meet there again this Sunday. In Ukraine, President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said that the document is 100% ready. However, Ukrainian officials are not sure that Washington will commit to fulfilling the security guarantees, as the United States stops each time the security guarantees could be signed. Recently, the media reported that the administration of US President Donald Trump allegedly told Ukraine that providing security guarantees depends on Kyiv's flexibility on territorial issues, meaning concessions or Donbas. However, the White House denies this. No one is forcing Ukraine into any concessions. This weekend, the first trilateral talks between Ukraine, Russia, and the United States took place in Abu Dhabi. They received a positive assessment from the American side. Ukraine also described the trilateral talks in the Emirates as substantive. The next meeting of the delegations will take place there on February 1st. Russia's territorial and political demands are far broader than its statements about Donbas that the Kremlin presents to Western audiences, according to a report by the Institute for the Study of War. Analysts note that Moscow's public signals about readiness for peaceful settlement conceal a strategic goal, forcing Ukraine and the West to accept capitulatory terms. Donbas as a path to peace is only a cover. According to RSW, Russia's chief negotiator Kirill Dmitriev has stated that the withdrawal of Ukrainian troops from Donbas could become a path of peace. At the same time, other senior Russian officials demonstrate a different position. In particular, Chief of the General Staff Valery Gerasimov has publicly mentioned the creation of so-called buffer zones in Kharkiv, Sumy, and Dnipropetrovsk regions, indicating much broader territorial ambitions on the part of Moscow. Kremlin puts forward demands threats not only to Ukraine but also to NATO. RSW emphasizes that Russia is simultaneously advancing political and strategic demands toward the West. Head of Russia's Foreign Intelligence Service, Sergei Naryshkin, stated that any peace settlement must eliminate the root causes of the war, wording that the Kremlin traditionally uses to justify aggression against Ukraine and to pressure NATO. Russian officials: Donbas is not the main issue. Deputy head of the Russian State Duma Defense Committee, Alexei Zhuravlyov, directly stated that Donbas is not the key issue, focusing instead on NATO and the so-called Ukrainian neo-Nazism. RSW stresses that these messages fully replicate Russia's positions from 2021 to 2022 demands to limit NATO expansion, roll the alliance back to its 1997 borders, and replace Ukraine's democratic government with a pro-Russian one. Even the withdrawal of Ukrainian forces from Donbas would not stop Russia. Analysts draw attention to publications in the Russian state and ultra-nationalist media, including the outlet Tsargrad. These materials state that even a complete withdrawal of Ukrainian forces from Donbas is viewed only as a temporary stage. Among Russia's subsequent demands are so-called denazification, so-called demilitarization, and full control over Ukrainians' political course. Russia seeks not peace, but Ukrainians' capitulation. Statements by Russian officials aimed at domestic audience confirm that the Kremlin will not be satisfied with a limited peace settlement. According to RSW, Russia's strategic goal is the complete capitulation of Ukraine and a change in Europe's security architecture.
Vyacheslav Makarov, a deputy from the United Russia in the State Duma, repeated for the second time this year a speech about the genetic blockade code of Russians, the Great War, and Putin as the savior of Russia on the anniversary of the end of the Leningrad blockade.
Russia wants peace, but it is necessary to constantly prepare for a big war. Who knows, we'll understand. The prophecies of the great saints of the Russian land always come true. Thank you, colleagues. Russia has always wanted peace, but you and I must prepare for war, a big war, because the prophecies of the great saints of the Russian land always come true. Years go by, but they do not become a barrier between the siege and our memory. Today and always before us there will always be this blockade ring, this crown of thorns of Leningrad, our pain and our pride. The dry sound of the metronome counted down 21,000 hours, the hours of life and death. Years go by, but they do not become a barrier between the blockade and our memory. Today and always before us will always stand this blockade ring, the crown of thorns of Leningrad, our pain and our pride. Think about it, 22,000 hours are the dry sound of a metronome, hours of life and death, courage and struggle. In this code, colleagues, there is sensitivity, mercy, fortitude, dignity, thirst for life and great love for the hero city of Leningrad. And the blockade code, it determines the deeds and actions of people, and for them, the day of the Leningrad victory is the starting point of our system of spiritual coordinates. Past, present, and future converge here. For us, this is an occasion to think about whether we are worthy of our great predecessors. This is not only a day of remembrance, but it is a testament to us. How to make sure that we do not shred, do not lose moral compass, so that we are a testament from those who preserve the hero city of Leningrad, a St. Petersburg. And I would like to emphasize once again that the genetic blockade code is an immortal donor of patriotism for Russia and an example for all mankind, the basis of our unity and cohesion for all time. And the blockade code, it has sensitivity, and mercy, it contains fortitude, courage, love for the city of Leningrad. And for all time, it determines the deeds and actions of people. The day of the Leningrad victory is the starting point of our system of spiritual coordinates. Everything came together here, so the feet of the Nevsky Pyatachok fighters, when we talk about the blockade survivors, and the feet of the participants, the fighters of the special military operation, they are written in the same blood. And the day of the complete liberation of Leningrad from the Nazi blockade is not only a day of remembrance, it is a testament to us not to lose our moral compass. the testament from those who preserve, so it will preserve for us the hero city, the city of Leningrad, the city of St. Petersburg, the city of St. Peter the Apostle. Now I want to emphasize once again that the genetic blockade Kurd is an immortal donor of patriotism for all times. We now understand perfectly well and see for ourselves what full and unconditional support is now for our Supreme Commander-in-Chief, our President Volodymyr Vladimirovich Putin. We feel this with every nerve and notice it not only at meetings with voters, we notice it in everyday life, first of all. After all, we understand that the salvation for Russia was the election of Putin as president of the state. He is the son of the blockade survivor Maria Ivanovna, frontline soldier Vladimir Spiridonovich Putin. Now we are seeing what a complete and unconditional support among the people for our Supreme Commander-in-Chief, our President Volodymyr Vladimirovich Putin. For example, Putin's election as president of the state was a salvation for Russia. He is the son of the blockade survivor Maria Ivanovna, frontline soldier Vladimir Spiridonovich Putin.
Dear viewers, thank you for watching this video. Please focus on the things that truly matters. Thank you to everyone who supports Ukraine. Together we will win. Glory to Ukraine.